Ignite, from dreams to reality.
I believe that one of the good qualities you should have before being given a job is self-awareness, knowing who you are. When you're being given a job, you should know if you have the qualities it deserves to stay on that job.
You must have a business sense in your dressing, in your vocabulary, the way you carry yourself, and above all, you must be transparent when you're dealing with business.
Anybody that is getting employed is employed to solve a problem. If you can't communicate value, how you can solve a problem, then
you must be competent, you must know the specific value you are going to add to the bottom line of that company. I also believe you must be considerate, you must be realistic in your expectations from your employers, and you must be willing to deliver anytime, no excuses.
Ignite, from dreams to reality.
Just wait. Okay.
Good afternoon, Yemi.
CEO.
Yeah.
All right.
Good afternoon, Yemi. How are you doing today?
Fine, thanks, sir.
How's work?
We're pushing it.
I could remember when I gave you the offer of appointment. I told you that you expected to bring 5 customers, isn't it?
That's right.
So why have you not been able to meet up?
Sir, I believe you understand the situation of things right now. The subsidy removal thing has really affected a lot of our customers, and many of them have been saying they had to do a serious budget cut, and then they had to push forward the projection for the advertisement campaign and all that. But I'm still believing that with time, when they stabilize, business will come in like you expected.
You know what, Yemi? I'm very sorry. But I can't just help. You know what? We'll be paying you up. Do some other things that... No. Just try to understand me.
Let me just...
No, try to get me right. I'll pay you up. Every other thing will be taken care of.
Sir,
but I'm just so sorry. I couldn't help.
Sir, can I just say something?
That's just... I'm sorry.
Sir, just give me a minute.
I'm sorry, please.
Let me explain myself.
I'm so sorry, please. Sorry.
Okay, guys. Thank you. Stand aside. Last set. Who is CEO? This is CEO seat. Okay. I like it. She's the CEO. Okay.
Hello, Mr. Kola. I warned you last week. I don't want to see you with those ladies. You'll be gossiping from one office to another office. This time, I won't take it. Okay? Because this is your gossiping. Will not let this business to move further. You're thereby sacked. No option. Thank you. Out of my office. Out of my office.
Can I say a word in defense? I want to say a word in defense of myself. The position that you hired me for is public relations officer. And my duties entail that I flow in all departments. And you can attest to the fact that your insinuations of gossiping and prancing around, my records are there. You can check my records of performance.
Mr. Kola, are you supposed to keep it private or public? The compliment is not meant for gossiping. Okay? You are thereby fired.
Okay, clap for everybody. Okay, guys, but wait, so each pair. All right, touch it. CEO 1, employee 1. Okay, analyze.
Okay, so CEO 1. One of the things that I noticed was your body language. You came across as if you were actually so scared to fire her. So one of the things that when you want to fire someone, try and appear like you are the one making a decisive decision. Don't look as if she, at the end of the day, she actually was able to convince him to give her another chance because she was more intimidating than he was. So that was one of the things that I noticed. Then the other thing that I also noticed was that when you are having an exit interview with someone, you start off by giving them a bit of encouragement in the sense that they've actually done something, which is she got one client. So you start from the good news and move to the bad news. And then by the time you get to the bad news, you stick to your bad news. It usually helps if you have some incentive to say, okay, this is your remaining pay, but that's it. So that was the main thing that I noticed here with your group.
Okay, can we have team 2?
Okay, I actually liked CEO 2. CO2 was firm, but what I actually liked about CEO 2 was that he was not aggressive. You know, when he started off, he actually started off as if he had just called him to have a conversation with him. So that usually relaxes the person, because sacked employees have been known to attack. There are some people that they've had to ask security to come and carry the person out of the office. So the way that you actually give the news to the person makes some difference. And he also talked about giving him his pay, and he was firm. So that was good.
Okay. Iron Lady, Margaret Thatcher.
CEO 3 was a bit too aggressive in her bid to sack. When you are having an exit interview, it's important for you to be relaxed in such a way that your bias does not come through. So if you start to get all worked up when you are talking to the employee, then you know it means that your emotions are beginning to enter it, and sometimes your bias is beginning to show. Now, one of the things that I didn't talk about when we were talking about firing was when you're firing people for disciplinary, because this was a disciplinary case. It was a gross misconduct that he was being fired for. Now, even when you're doing that, don't allow the anger, because the person has obviously done something really bad, but try and remain calm and objective during the exit interview so that all of that does not show through. So other than that, because it was almost going to...
And obviously, before you get to this point, you should have made it official.
Exactly.
Because even if he has gross misconduct, except for certain kinds of things like fraud and all of that, you would have written a letter which he would have responded to, because your inability to be quiet to listen to him would have, writing it would have given him a chance to explain himself. But even if after explaining, you're not satisfied, then you can have this conversation. And because firing people sometimes, like she said, have been known to turn violent, it'd be wise never to be alone. When you want to fire someone, let somebody else be there. But there must be something else that is important, and that is that, look, every relationship can have a part 2. Every relationship can have a part 2. So even when you're firing people, or when people are leaving you, make sure that there's room to meet tomorrow. Never shut a door completely. And that's why the way it's done is important. Oh, get out of my office. Dada, what that guarantees. You see, when you say to a man, I'll kill you, say, Joe. I'll kill you, Joe. Did they say, okay, Mami, what else are you going to do? So, when you fire a man in a way that by the time he's leaving, he can only disrespect you, it means that when he sees you outside, he won't even greet you. And tomorrow, he can move from here to somewhere else, and you might need him. But because there's no relationship maintained, you have no access. Meanwhile, you should, because you've had the opportunity of a relationship. Do you understand? For all of you, it's important. And that's why hiring right is really important, because hiring is about people and it's about relationships. And the type of people you've engaged will determine if that relationship would last a lifetime, and it should. Because if you hire the wrong people, firing them will also be a problem. Or even if it's you that needs to leave, for those that were the employees, you should always leave in a way that there can be a tomorrow. Hiring and firing is about people. The biggest asset in your life, remember this, will always be people. And if you have the opportunity to hire them, you have room to connect with them. When you have to fire them, also do it in a way that you can at least say good morning tomorrow. Really important. And that's why following the principle will save you from many troubles in the future. Some kill people for firing them.
Yeah.
So this is really important business. And we have to become sensitive. Because some people who are even HR people forget themselves. And just because they have the power to hire and fire, they act like gods. And they mess around with people's minds and people's lives anyhow. How much more you, as CEOs or business owners, or as people who have to take those kind of decisions regularly. Always remember, they're human beings. Your son could meet their daughter outside tomorrow and come home with a bride-to-be. And is the daughter of the man who hates you from 20 years ago that you fired him. Issues, but real. Human beings, you never know how they flow. So manage it right.
Ignite, from dreams to reality.